Yes, a very good morning. We are still very much on to Oluyole 98.5 FM on the stables of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. Welcoming you to conversation this Monday morning, the 27th day in the month of October 2025. Conversation, in case you are tuning for the very first time, here is where we bring you stories making the major headlines in the dailies, and we do our best to give you top-notch analysis. In due course, we get to open the phone lines. We invite you to be a part of our little talk shop, and together we try to make sense of, understand, discern, and unravel those major stories, those major events unfolding around our dear country, our nation, and our world, as reported by the dailies. And that, in a nutshell, is what we do on Conversation, Mondays to Saturdays, except Sundays. We are here. Our thoughts, views, and opinions, what we will be sharing with you as presenters and analysts, are not the corporate views of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, and that's why the program is called Conversation. Of course, we are networking on Okeogo FM 96.3, our sister station in Alaga, in the Okeogo of the state, Agility FM, Gambari, Ogumosho, on the 92.1 FM. There are no one beats our reach. All over this great state, we are there. Beyond the Oyo State, we are there, and beyond the shores of Nigeria, just latch on via the social media platform, Facebook precisely, at BCOS station. Once again, wherever you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Tediba.
Yes, like Tola said, the program is Conversation, and like you know, it is always on every day except Sundays on the station Oluyole FM 98.5 right here in the city of Ibadan, and networking, like you said, 96.3 FM, 92.1 FM, and of course on Facebook. You will meet us there. Yes, Bimbakom is my name. The program is Conversation. Yes, stories making the rounds across the country, beyond the shores of the country. I have this one here. Under Buhari, that is a late former President Buhari and present President Tinubu, 500 generals forced out despite rising insurgency. I mean, that is coming after the shake-up in the military of the service chiefs recently. And despite escalating insurgency across the country, no fewer than 500 senior military officers, including major generals, brigadier generals, rear admirals, and air vice marshals, have been forced into early retirement following the changes of service chiefs under the Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Tinubu administration. The mass retirement spanning the Army, Navy, and Air Force between 2015 and 2023, beg your pardon, stemmed from the long-standing military tradition of disengaging senior officers who are either senior to or of the same course as newly appointed service chiefs. The move, according to the military, is aimed at maintaining discipline, hierarchy, and operational efficiency within the services. Data collated from media reports indicate that over 500 top officers have quit the services in the past 8 years.
Well, unfortunately, Bimbo, this is what you get, the military under a democratic dispensation.
Yes.
Now, and it all happens because of the politicization of the military. The military has become more politicized, especially since the return of democracy in 1999, has become more ethnicized. So a lot of considerations are taken, especially if you have a new commander-in-chief at the helm of affairs. He wants to pick those he feels he can trust. And when certain things happen within the rank and file of the military, when you have reports of rumored coups, this also, things like this are also bound to happen. The things that force these top generals into early retirement. So there are ethic considerations, there are political considerations, even talking about appointments in the first instance. So like I said, unfortunately, this is the sad situation in which we have our military now. The military is supposed to be one, and they are supposed to be united in the cause of service to the country, defense of the country, service to the people. And well, like I said, what you see here is a situation whereby seniors have to quit the stage when their juniors are appointed above them.
They have no choice
into key positions.
Yes, they have no choice. And well, they have given us a reason because of at least majorly due to the insurgency, the rising case of insurgency. But I believe it is more. There is more to it than that.
No, what the story is trying to say is that despite linking that those people shouldn't have been retired, that their services are vital, critical at this time.
At this time, yes.
That they shouldn't have been asked to go so early. I mean, at the time they were asked to go. So I think that's what the story is trying to say, that their expertise, their wisdom, their lot of experience is needed, and they shouldn't have been forced into early retirement because of shake-ups within the rank and file of the military.
Well, that's what I said. There is still more to it than that. Yes. Now, a general, a retired general is reacting.
Okay. Oluyole Williams.
Yes, Williams. Yes, I think I lost that. Let me just check up. Well, military insiders asserted that the affected generals numbered approximately 900 or more. The Punch could not immediately confirm the figures, as the military authorities could not be reached to authenticate the claim. And the first wave of retirements occurred during, I think, shortly after former President Muhammad Buhari appointed new service chiefs in July 2015. And well, it has come and it has gone. Let's see what will happen.
I know, Bimbo. I think the civilians too, also, when they came into power, I mean, uninterrupted democracy that we've had since 1999. I think the civilian leaders, they learned a lesson from the military rulers, that is, never allow the top brass of the military to become so powerful that you become afraid of them.
Yes.
That you become, as happened during the military era. The issue of Babangida and Abacha,
yes,
for example,
yes,
that's a very good example.
Former President Babangida, military President Mamie was afraid of Abacha.
And was afraid of him, was always looking over his shoulder.
Yes.
So now the commander, under the civilians now, I give it to them, the commander-in-chief is the commander-in-chief, at least thus far from what we have seen thus far. And to achieve this, of course, from time to time, the top hierarchy would also have to go, aside the issue of appointments of junior officers over senior officers. The top hierarchy of the military would need to be scrutinized, would need to be shaken up from time to time to ensure that no one gets ambitious. And if they do get ambitious, they are not able to do anything. It was General Obasanjo that first of all made sure of that. There was a time when he first came into power, and with his experience, with his knowledge, of course, if he wanted to look over his shoulder at that time, he has every reason to be looking over his shoulder. So what did he do? I remember he invited people from the Central Intelligence Agency in the United States.
CIA.
He invited them to defense headquarters to come and do goodness knows what. But all we know is that they were there for some time, and the rumor added that he was making sure that never again would the military coup succeed in Nigeria.
Yes.
The then chief of army staff, became chief of was then chief of defense staff, General Victor Malu, was not very happy about that, and he kept on. One of the reasons he was dropped, he kept on challenging former President Olusegun Obasanjo that why should this be? Why must you invite these people to defense headquarters? What are they doing there? And then, but of course, that eventually was one of the reasons why he was dropped. So, so for you to know that there is a background to this, there is a history to this.
Well, I do not really blame General Victor Malu. Yes, for being angry for the step that former President Obasanjo took. We had our own NIA, Nigerian Intelligence Agency. Yes, we had it, and they could do the same job that
they've always been there, and coups
succeeded. Yes, it is true. But at least, well, now, like I was saying, General Oluyole Williams, retired, faulted the arbitrary sacking of the service chiefs and the forced retirement of other top officers, describing this as a mirror of the military regime. Once the government replaces the service chiefs, it means that the set of the former service chiefs will have to retire because they cannot serve under their juniors. Some people were tasking me yesterday on this issue, and I was trying to explain to them. They said, well, the president will give them another other appointments. I said no. In the military, they should leave the military. After leaving the military, well, yes, they might be appointed to other, jobs, other services, as a retired military personnel, military officers.
It doesn't always end up like that.
Yes.
Just in very few occasions. Let's have this commercial break. We'll be back.
Your market here. Fine girl, I have your size. Come now.
Wait, this not be that kind market. Oh yeah, make me change them. Correct. Hey, now it makes sense. This is the Nigerian International Trade Fair. This is about the best of Nigerian creativity and the future of our economy. For 10 days, the whole world gonna trade with Nigerians for Naija. Over 10,000 people go show face with more than 300 exhibitors from more than 10 different countries. Come to the Nigerian International Trade Fair. To register, exhibit or volunteer, just visit www.nitf.ng or call or WhatsApp this number 0815-256-0854. Date now November 21 to November 30. Location at Trade Fair Complex, Lagos Badagry Expressway. No miss Samo.
All right, we're back, and good to know you're still there. The program is still Conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Our states waste billions on unviable airports, and then only 3 out of 30 airports profitable. That's coming from the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria. And states can leverage aviation business to boost trade, and that's coming from an expert. Now, there are worries on how some state governments in the country have been pumping billions of naira into the construction of airports, which some experts have described as unprofitable and white elephant projects. Though many of the affected state governments have claimed that the decision to construct airports was aimed at boosting economic activities and enhance interstate connectivity, huge concerns over the sustainability of these ventures remain the issue. Now, aside the Gateway Airport of Ogun State, which opened for commercial business activities recently, there are other state-owned airports, including Yobe Airport, which started in 2017, Bayelsa Airport, commissioned in 2019, Ebonyi Airport, commissioned in 2019, Anambra Airport 2021, Ekiti 2023, and Nasarawa Airport, which was initiated in 2017. All of the airports are yet to make significant financial breakthroughs, according to records available to the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN.
Well, that's what always puzzles me. These airports. There's a difference. Existing airports being upgraded, like the one we have here in Ibadan, Oyo State, Ladoke Akintola International Airport, yes, upgraded. But those recently constructed are not being viable. Did they not do their researches to know whether they will be viable or not?
Well, for me, Bimbo, the cause of this is that that same thought pattern that makes governors and other political leaders think that achievements, success, and scorecards in governance is all and only about infrastructure development and urban renewal. They are more concerned about infrastructure landmarks and monuments that people will see after they are gone. And even in the midst of crippling hunger and biting poverty. So they pay more attention to building infrastructure, building roads, building bridges, and building unviable airports, while they neglect economic empowerment of the people, while they neglect what most of them do at best by way of economic empowerment is those flimsy social safety net programs where they tell you that they are giving money by way of empowerment to traders, to trade groups and associations, money which often either doesn't get to them or the full complement of what is intended for those programs is never fully disbursed to the beneficiaries. And so you develop infrastructure and you don't develop people. And well, as we've always said, the people you fail to develop will eventually destroy the infrastructure you have. They will not appreciate that infrastructure. But then I'm always puzzled at this line of thought. Things that yes, infrastructure is very key. You must develop infrastructure. At the same time, you must empower the populace. And then the health sector suffers because what they do again in the health sector is to erect big buildings that lack facilities. Same thing in the education sector. They erect buildings arbitrarily and haphazardly. At the same time, those buildings lack the necessary facilities to make learning work. They refuse to provide learning aids. So at the end of the day, it still comes back to nothing. Except they are the only ones that can now beat their chest and say, I did this, go and look at so place, I build this, I build that. But then around them, those infrastructure, you see the poverty and the hunger written on the faces of the people. And then that has perpetually been the top pattern of the average political leader in Nigeria. The people are not important. Hunger is not important. Not very important. Solving hunger is not very important. But then they will tell you that this like this unviable airport, they will tell that it's going to open up businesses that are non-existent. So if you have built people and you have built businesses through people, if you have helped these people to build their businesses, of course those areas would have developed well enough for the airports to be viable. So why placing the cart before the horse?
Tola, it's just like this in Ibadan here, Egbeda to be precise. This dry port, which was initiated by late former Governor Alawakala then. He had good intentions about that area, that portion where the dry port was located, to develop the surrounding areas, and in fact which will extend into the main city. When he left office, the project was abandoned, and another one was created at Akinyele, somewhere in Akinyele, and I'm not too sure whether that one too is working.
Well, that one, I think it should work, because remember the railway is also extending to that area. The railway was supposed to be functioning effectively in Egbeda too, but then with the railway functioning effectively along that axis, the Monia Akinyele exists. I think that should be viable, and that's the kind of thing we are talking about. Maybe Egbeda was not particularly viable. That's the reason.
Because I was thinking of continuity now. That at least it should continue. The project should, continue with the governor, the late Governor Ajimobi that came after, who they just cancelled. That means money was wasted, resources were wasted, and started another dry port at that area.
And the cattle market too, also very near that area. Markets and so many other things that could make the dry port quite viable, I think.
Maybe late former Governor Ajimobi had that instinct that that place would be better than where the dry port was created then.
All right, also have this one: resident doctors to begin indefinite strike in November 1.
Yes, I was trying to read that now. October 31st.
So, well, it says November 1st here.
Well, October 31st, November 1.
November 1. Well, there's still a few days window, so maybe the federal government will not allow this to happen.
Yes, they should not allow it to happen. The federal government should not allow it to happen, because, like we always say on this program, all these strikes, maybe the academics, the medical sector, or other sectors, it will affect the people. It is the people that will suffer. When two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. We are the grass. And, well, I pray we will not suffer. Yes, we will not suffer. Alone, because all these things, when you look at it, when you just foresee, you will see that when these things happen, resident doctors find they are being cheated. Let me just say that word, cheated. Yes, they are not being given what they are supposed to be given. Yes, attention is not paid to them. They are fighting for their rights. But at the same time, we should also plead with them to just ensure that they, create a committee, to meet with the government, to meet with the federal government. They have always done that. And what I always say, the Minister of Health, he will not say anything tangible, or Minister of Labor. Let them meet with the president direct, straight, like somebody said in the papers, or I think somebody who called, yes, some of our respondents on this program. The president, straight, direct. But, well, we'll just be thinking, if the president have to meet with a union group directly, that means he will have to meet with all unions, the union leaders directly, which will be so cumbersome.
The matter of the resident doctors is exactly what we are talking about. How leaders prioritize infrastructure over and above the welfare and well-being of the people. Now, many of these leaders would also prefer to build big hospitals without providing necessary facilities for those who would work in those hospitals, without caring about the well-being and welfare of those who would work in those hospitals. They build, some of them will build healthcare centers. They will commission it with a lot of noise for the facilities. So, and when these people ask for these things, I remember a particular minister saying that the doctors were being unreasonable when they were asking for the revitalization of the health sector. Dito, when ASU was asking for revitalization, they said they were being unreasonable. So, well, they said Nigeria Association of Resident Doctors, NLD, has declared a total, comprehensive and indefinite strike to commence at 11:59 p.m. on Friday, October 31, following the expiration of a 30-day ultimatum issued to the federal government. Announcing the decision after a 5-hour extraordinary National Executive Council meeting on the ex-handle at NLD Nigeria, the NLD President, Dr. Mohammed Usman Suleiman, said the council had given the National Officers Committee, NOC, a fresh mandate to proceed with industrial action until the association's minimum demands are met. He said 29 days ago, you give this NOC the mandate to lead a noble association, Dr. Suleiman said in a statement to members.
They will be treating this issue with kid gloves. They will be treating it. You know why? It is because when they fall ill or they want to go for medical checkup, they prefer to go abroad. Yes, without thinking of the people who don't have the facility, who don't have the access to go abroad.
People, I think they should have learned a lesson from recent events in history. Well, COVID-19, when all the advanced nations shut their doors to even those that were coming to seek healthcare, and many of these big names, powerful elements, big names that actually died from COVID-19.
Yes.
And despite the fact that they even had access to the best hospitals, private hospitals, here in Nigeria. So sometimes things happen that they are not able to rush abroad like they always do.
Yes.
And I think they should have learned a lesson from COVID-19, even from Ebola. So, and there were many of them. If to say COVID-19 was something that could be restrained, that could be constrained to just the common people, and they had a way of protecting themselves, they wouldn't have bothered with the kind of intervention. It was still corruption riddled, but at least they still make sure to some extent that it actually works. And in many states of the Federation, if Ebola, if it had been that it could be constrained to just be commoners, they wouldn't have taken it that seriously. The only kind of seriousness they attach to it. So I still say that there should be this legislation that if you are holding public office, except it is very, very absolutely necessary, you don't get to go abroad to get treatment. You stay in your country to be treated. So that will make them develop healthcare facilities back home. But of course, they won't legislate against themselves, like I always say.
They will not. There was this story. I've said this story sometimes. I said it sometimes ago. There was this Federal Medical Center high-tech paramedical center that was inaugurated, and yes, equipped with equipment and doctors, medical personnel, and of course the Minister of Health was there to inaugurate, and there was this press conference. Then late former President Buhari was abroad receiving treatment, and he said this medical center, there was no need for any leader or any Nigerian political leader, political officer to go abroad for treatment anymore. One reporter now asked a question: why is our president in London receiving treatment? He waived the question. We'll take another break. We'll be back.
That special secret that awakens taste buds, like watering wonder with awesome aroma. Terra seasoning cubes.
Terra seasoning cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra cubes. Come cook with Terra.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
láti máa ṣe o. tó bá fẹ́ ṣe oúnjẹ tó wú ní lórí o.
ìbá ṣe jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù ata dídín kódà àsáró tàbí spaghetti ṣe oúnjẹ tó ta wọ́n yọ pẹ̀lú pepper terra.
Pepper Terra.
Any motor wey you dey drive, you need confirm protection no for your engine no. Keke make am mobile, make it mobile oh, make it mobile. Anywhere you dey, your motor deserve to be number one yo. Make it mobile oh, make it mobile. You carry the go, make everybody join me say, make it mobile.
Make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
Unstoppable you, fueling your vitality the whole day through. Embrace each challenge with renewed life. With Super Ultra Performance takes flight.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
gbogbo ẹni fẹ́ ṣàríyá o gbogbo ẹni fẹ́ ṣàjọ̀dún àbẹ́ni fẹ́ ṣèpàdé o gbogbo ẹni fẹ́ ṣènáwó BCOS event grand òun yẹn máa bọ̀ BCOS event grand òun ló kájọ ẹ̀ fún gbogbo ayẹyẹ èyí tẹ́yìn bá fẹ́ ṣe BCOS event grand òun yẹn máa bọ̀ o.
bóyá wá gbé mi débẹ̀ yóò
ilé akéde
bóyá wá gbé mi débẹ̀ yóò
BCOS event grand. BCOS event grand níbi tílẹ̀ ti tẹ́jú àyè ìgbọ́kọ̀sí ń bẹ ìyẹn pọ̀ jaburata BCOS event grand ìyẹn nílé akéde oríta Báṣọ̀run nílùú Ìbàdàn BCOS event grand òun yẹn máa bọ̀ o. ohun tá à ń sọ ni pé fónírúurú ayẹyẹ tẹ́yìn bá fẹ́ ṣe ó ti wù kó fẹjú tó BCOS event grand òun ló kájú ẹ̀ òun ló káàtó ṣókùn àgbà lẹ́yìn fẹ́ ṣe ni tàbí ìgbéyàwó tàbí birthday tàbí open year crusade ó sì jẹ́ book launch ní tiyín ni ẹ máa bọ̀ ẹ̀yẹ sá ti kàn sí wa ní yàrá kẹrin commercial department BCOS ilé akéde tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè sórí BCOS customer care line tololong 0915-870-3300 BCOS event grant ilé àríyá fáwọn tó mọ bó ṣe ń lọ.
Conversation. All right, we're back, and it's good to know you are still there. Still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Yeah. Okay. You still talking about strike?
Well, still talking about strike, and this sounds encouraging. We'll ensure ASU never goes on strike again. That's coming from the federal government. Precisely, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa.
Well, let's hope what he's saying will come to pass.
And it must start now. As the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has reaffirmed the commitment of the federal government to ensure that Nigerians do not witness again industrial actions by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, or that of other trade unions in the country. ASU recently suspended the 2-week warning strike.
Warning strike, yes.
And there's no certainty. Well, let's see, Bimbo. He gave this position at this year's scientific conference and induction ceremony of the Academy of Medical Sciences of Nigeria, AMSN, held in Lagos at the weekend. Dr. Tunji Alausa declared that President Bola Tinubu particularly doesn't want anything that will keep students at home when they are supposed to be in school studying. He explained that the president has made this a priority and very committed to make it a new narrative in the education sector. Hence, his government's various intervention initiatives in tertiary education, including the Students' Loan Scheme and the repositioning of TET Fund, and the proposed Education Research Fund to truly lift the sector appreciably. He emphasized that the president values human capital development so much, considering it as strategic means to grow the economy, with the educational sector taking the central stage. Now, all these to me, well, looks like political statements. And why do I say this, Bimbo? He said they will ensure ASU never goes on strike again.
And other trade unions. And resident doctors are proposing to, embark on an indefinite nationwide strike starting from October 31.
Well, he said ASU, they will ensure ASU never goes on strike again. He didn't say how. And is it that they are going to accede to the demands of ASU, especially the 2009 agreement, or they are going to be using arm twisting tactics and to threaten them to remain in the classroom? And he was mentioning, he said the initiatives in tertiary education. He mentioned the Students' Loan Scheme, the position of TET Fund, and the proposed Education Research Fund. Yes, all these are very good initiatives, but it still doesn't address the matter of ASU going on strike. It doesn't address the matter of the 2009 agreement. So that's why I said renegotiation. So that's why I said it's making political statements here. It looks to me like he's making political statements, but then let's take him for his words, and that never again. So after that warning strike, well, let's assume that just happened. So after that warning strike, with this statement now, let's assume that ASU again will never go on strike. Of course, they cannot meet them. They cannot satisfy every trade union at once. It has to be taken one at a time. But now he's talking specific about ASU. So let's hope it never happens again, like he's assuring us.
Yes, we hope so. Now, there's a warning about the weather here now. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has predicted varying weather conditions, including dust, haze, and rainfall across different parts of the country between Monday and Wednesday, urging residents to stay alert. In its weather outlook released on Sunday in Abuja, NIMET projected slight dust haze with good visibility over Borno, Zamfara, Northern Kaduna, Yobe, Jigawa, Kano, and Katsina State on Monday. And the agency added that the isolated thunderstorms with light rain were likely in parts of Taraba and Adamawa states during the afternoon or evening hours on Monday. And NIMET forecast sunny skies with patches of clouds over the central region, with prospects of isolated thunderstorms and light rain in the FCT, Nasarawa, and Kogi states later in the day. And the statement read, cloudy conditions are expected in the southern region on Monday morning, with isolated thunderstorms and light rains over parts of Cross River, Rivers, and Akwa Ibom states. And later, the afternoon and evening thunderstorms with moderate rainfall are anticipated in Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, Ondo, Osun, Lagos, Ekiti, Ogun, Edo, Bayelsa, Delta State, and Akwa Ibom. And on Tuesday, NIMET forecast continued slight dust days in visibility over northern states, while Taraba and Adamawa may experience isolated thunderstorms and light rains throughout the day. I don't see Oyo State being mentioned here. I don't see them well.
Oh, so much for weather forecast. Bimbo, God save our youth. NDLA raids Lagos nightclub over drug party. Arrest over 100 suspects. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has disclosed that its operatives in a covert operation arrested over 100 suspects during a drug party in Lagos. It gave the name of the club as Proxy Night Club, located at 7 Akin Adeshola Street, Victoria Island. According to a statement on Sunday by the agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Mr. Femi Babafemi, over 100 suspects, including the owner of the club, were arrested and taken into custody for screening, while cartons of illicit substances, including loud and laughing gas. Bimbo, which one be laughing gas again?
I've never heard of that one. This is the first time I've been.
Well, they talk about the laughing gas when we were in secondary school, but I never got to see it. I never got to had an encounter with it. They said laughing gas. So someone told us that it's the name is actually LO2. I don't know how true that is. Well, they said cartons of illicit substances, loud laughing gas were recovered from the suspects at the party and the club store. The raid followed intelligence about the drug party. According to the statement, operatives of the NDLA who were embedded in the party between 11 p.m. on Saturday, 25th October, disrupted the gathering at 3 a.m. on Sunday, 26th October, based on standard operating procedures and effected the arrest.
They would have been there, yes. They were embedded in the... So when they have been intoxicated by those drugs, yes, it is then they will strike.
So these ones gathered their facts, they did their investigation, they did their research.
Yes.
Unlike the EFCC that will just swap arbitrarily
or
the gathering.
Or the DSS.
They actually gathered their facts and they had planted their operatives within the circle to make sure that this was legit and this was real. And on DSS alert, Ondo Police and Motekun, other security agencies, strengthen border surveillance. We also have Delta Police arrest herbalist stepbrother for killing client, Okada rider. Now, this arrested suspect, Bimbo, it's not their crime that worries me. What actually worries me, Bimbo, is their ages, Bimbo. Delta State Police Commander has arrested a 20-year-old herbalist, Amechi Okoneye, and his 26-year-old stepbrother, Smart Okoneye, for the murder of 2 victims, including one of the herbalist's long-time clients, after a failed kidnap for ransom plot. 2026, Bimbo. I begin to wonder. All right, let's have another commercial break. We'll be back.
No buy am. But why? No see say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal. Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull holographic seal tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull rice. Tasty rice nourished you.
I am malaria, the king of malaria parasites. My mission is simple, to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on. Malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
The amazing seasoning cube. So when you're cooking your delicious meals, don't compromise. Go for gold.
Rich, consistent taste
for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
One cube, endless possibilities. Terra Gold.
Mom's love is pure. No, she does. Mom's special jollof puts a smile on your face. Mom's gonna be fine. Cheers you up. Mom's tasty too. Nourishes the family. Golden Terra oil. Golden Terra oil. Golden Terra oil. Golden Terra soya oil.
Golden Terra Oil helps mom pour her love in the tasty, nourishing meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.
èyíkéyìí ọkọ̀ tó bá ń wà. ó nílò àpò tó péye. máa dágunlá jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile. kíbikíbi tó bá wà ló mú ojú lọ́wọ́. ó yẹ sọ pé. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile. mobile ní ìṣúlẹ̀ ọjọ́. jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile. lọ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó.
This line not moving. Sorry, ma. The network is a bit slow.
Don't lose customers to long queues. With the First Money Merchant POS, every checkout is fast, reliable, and instantly settled.
Finally, quick and easy.
Get your First Money Merchant POS now on www.firstbanknigeria.com/get your POS or at any First Bank branch close to you. First Bank, you first.
All right, we are back, and the program is still conversation. Quickly, before we open the phone lines, SERAP urges NNPCL to account for missing 22.3 billion naira, $49.7 million oil money. All this is missing. Yet Nigeria has not collapsed. It is when they give ASU money, it is when they revitalize universities and the health sector, that is when Nigeria will collapse.
And the polytechnic sector, the medical sector, and some other sectors, yes, Nigeria will collapse. Then the money that is not
if they fund them, if this money goes to them, but if it goes into private pockets, no, Nigeria will not collapse.
Yes, but I commend the SERAP socio-economic group, yes, for making its investigations and knowing that this kind of money is missing. Yes, from the whole sector.
I think the government also acknowledges that it is missing, just that they are not doing anything about it. It is the members of the House of Reps that keep saying they are going to probe, and yes, nothing ever happens after those assurances. NECO expands global presence, establishes new center in UK.
Yes.
Good one.
Yeah. 7 suspected cultists arrested in Anambra. Gunmen killed policeman in Benue checkpoint. 2 fleeing suspected robbers nabbed in Niger. And Delta Herbalists arrested as police recover 2 murder victims' bodies. That story about gunmen that killed policeman in Benue checkpoint. That means he must have, let me say it in Yoruba, because I'm sure he must have relaxed, and the guys were just moving. They saw him, just gave him one. Bam.
Ondo police uncover baby factory, rescue 5 pregnant girls. Let's open the phone lines. It's your turn. Welcome your contributions to the program this morning. We have our first caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Michael, calling from Oluyole.
Good to have you, Mr. Ojo Michael.
The issue of raising the, what do you call it, this drug, what do you call it?
Drug party.
The drug party. My brother, this drug issue is almost everywhere. Even in our parks, even openly they are smoking, they are using drug openly. So I don't know what will happen. Even when a late or a former government said that they should legalize cannabis, we don't know what is going on in this country. There are many mad people on the street, even because of this drug issue. My brother, God bless you. Have a nice day as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
0055009850 07055551985. The program is Conversation. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I got to you, Bimbo and Dola.
Yes, I've got to
I
you.
think that's who is calling from Ibadan.
Good to have you, Baba.
Nigeria is at the brink of gunpowder. Drug party held by youths. Drug party. Openly held by youths. And about 100 of them were arrested. We elderly ones have misled these youths. We have failed. We have failed God, we have failed them, we have failed the nation. A 20-year-old young man becoming a kidnapper, asking for ransom in millions. We elders have failed, and we have misled the youths. We have failed God, we have failed this country. God save Nigeria.
Amen.
White elephant projects are usually embarked upon by many leaders because they lack the love and true interest of the people they are leading, and that is the reason they woefully fail to earn a good name. What real benefits will construction of airports bring to the common masses? For example, I have never boarded a plane in my life, and it has never affected me negatively in any way. And those of us in that category, we are in millions. So our leaders are charged again today to run people-oriented program, to run people-oriented administration, and to embark on people-oriented projects. A leader who thinks about the welfare of the masses will embark on people-oriented projects and programs, and we have his name or her name written in gold. Chief Obafemi Awolowo is an example. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. 082 5500985 070 55551985. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tola, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning, Mr. John.
John calling from Ilorin.
Good to have you, sir.
I want to ask, which kind of children will have the capacity to have a drug party? Surely children of the rich.
Oh.
Which I am so sure during the weekend, most of them will have been bailed, and most of them will have been at home by now. So we talk about it, but I know you won't hear anything about it because the children of the poor man don't have that capacity to organize such a party. So it is the children of the rich that come together and decided to have a party. They knew very well that even if they are arrested, they won't spend the night in detention. So I won't waste my time on that. Now, secondly, please permit me a few minutes. On the shake-up in the military, yes, all over the world, leaders always bring military leadership who will be loyal to them, closer to them, rather than bring people who they cannot trust. Last week I was saying that I hope all is well in the military, but during the weekend, my findings show that all is not well at all. Now, what I want to chip in is this. Why is it that when another region is in power in this country, a certain region feel uncomfortable, and